up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some big topics to discuss despite the disappointing result last night against Paris Saint-Germain. First up, there are some big links in regards to Julian Alvarez being the #1 option to reinforce our attack this upcoming summer of 2026. We have updates on Joan Laporta pursuing charges against the former president Josep Bartomeu on his actions when he was the president of Barcelona. Deco doing an interview discussing and recapping the actions, the ins and outs of last summer. And we also have a very big update on the renewal of Frankie de Jong. And finally, some details on the El Clasico kit that'll be coming out, of course, in just a week or so time ahead of the El Clasico at the end of this month. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me 2 kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Now let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days, and the one update that we do have is on Barcelona's pursuit of a striker. A few videos ago, I told you guys that Gurasi was Hansi Flick's bet, but we're hearing now that Joan Laporta's bet and Deco's bet as well is on Julian Alvarez. According to Sport, Julian Alvarez is Barcelona's top priority target for next summer, personally chosen by Joan Laporta to boost the attack. And Barcelona sources think that Atletico Madrid will initially demand around 200 million euros for Julian Alvarez. Of course, that will make him the second most expensive signing of all time in the history of football. A couple of things here. Number one, again, it says here personally chosen by Joan Laporta. At the end of the day, the president should not be picking who we sign, who we don't sign. It should be the sporting director Deco. Laporta has said this on numerous occasions that he does not select players. Maybe he might give his opinion, his output, stuff like that, but he will not select. On the price, of course, it's very far-fetched. They bought Julian Alvarez for 90 million. That for me is something that cannot be ignored. On the player himself, I think Julian is absolutely magical. I think he's one of the best players in the world, easily top 30, top 10 forwards. On the Barcelona system, though, I don't know. I've seen players like him, Antoine Griezmann, Memphis Depay, Felipe Coutinho, similar profiles that don't work out. He's, of course, striking the world to light at Atletico Madrid. Of course, they play a different brand of football. He is playing as the striker false 9, but he has a striker beside him. Will they translate that to Barcelona? I've been a big fan of Julian since his move from River Plate to Man City, especially that Man City treble run at the World Cup. He has rocked my world and gave me one of the best memories of my life, without a shadow of a doubt. I would take him in a heartbeat at Barcelona, but I think there is a risk factor. If you want to go from this upcoming summer, I think he will easily cost, I don't think he's worth this, but he'd easily cost, I think, 130 to 150, especially with Atletico investing 92 years ago. They're going to want to make some money for sure, especially when you're selling to a direct rival in Barcelona. But I don't think this move will happen. I don't think this move will happen this summer. I think the only way this will happen is when Julian Alvarez maybe has a year or two left on his contract, where Atletico Madrid are going to be forced to be in a difficult situation where they actually have to consider his future. Right now, his contract is still for quite some time, and there's really no wiggle room to negotiate with Atletico Madrid, and I don't want to be spending that kind of money. I think that kind of money, I'd rather go get Erling Haaland. I think Erling Haaland is worth, 120, 130. I think Julian, if it was up to me, I think he's worth what Atletico Madrid paid for him, like 90, maybe 100 if you want to do a package, maybe 110 million euro, a package deal total. But as a flat transfer fee, I don't think he's worth that. But I do think he is an absolutely world-class player. I think in the system that fits him at Barcelona, he would cook, but I don't know if he can do it as a lone striker for Flick. Maybe he'll play him behind, maybe he'll play in the 10, but then again, you already have all one for men, so why invest that kind of money? But we'll be interested to see how this turns out. I think it's very, very interesting to see who Barcelona will actually go for as our new forward next season. We're gonna have the hope now that Rashford works out well, so we don't have to even focus on a left winger as well. Because if Rashford ends up flopping, then we're gonna have to go for a left winger and a striker, and that defense needs money into it. I'd rather, spend this money that the Barcelona have for Julian Alvarez on getting defenders, left back, right back, center back, wherever you want to get at that point. But we do need number 9, especially with Lewandowski's future being, in the air, and Ferran Torres being absolutely mid beyond belief. So Julian Alvarez is a very, very strong name internally at Barcelona, but of course the cost will be the main issue. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Firstly, on the future of the captain of the club currently, with the first team captain being injured in Ronaldo Araujo. According to Ferran Martinez from Deportivo, Ronaldo Araujo clear intention is to remain at Barcelona until the end of his contract, ideally finishing his career at Barcelona. He feels completely settled in Barcelona, supported by the fans, and proud to be a part of the squad that under Hansi Flick has regained a winning mentality. Above all, Araujo dreams of winning the Champions League as a Barcelona player. He's had a good start to the season. Let's see how things do turn out. Of course, he did not play against PSG last night, and I still think, even based on the result, the correct decision in my opinion. But he has improved this season. Let's see what he can do. Of course, last season was a bit up and awing, and of course got his brand new sexy bumper contract. Right now, he is going to be the captain of this team for the majority of the season. You could say for the foreseeable future as well. We don't know what Ter Stegen will have with Ter Stegen's future in January. Again, Ter Stegen will most likely not play and start for Barcelona with Joan Garcia being fit. Hopefully no more injury for Joan himself. But I think Araujo has the capabilities to be the one that actually lifts the Champions League with Barcelona, as the captain, being the first one to lift it, the historic lift that will get pictures and be engraved in our heads until we get put in the grave to meet our Lord. So, he has huge opportunities if he just locks in, performs well, listens to the instructions, and displays what we know that he does have the ability of, which is an elite defender, 1v1 in the air, on the ground, on speed as well, who needs to improve on the ball, but if he keeps things simple, we can, leave that by. So we'll see what happens with Araujo. Again, his plan is clear to continue. I think Barcelona will be interested in selling unless he asks to leave or unless an astronomical offer comes in. But the reality when it comes to most Barcelona players' futures, their futures at Barcelona are in their own hands, and it's up to them to perform. Now, in regards to some other news, with the upcoming El Clasico coming up, we're going to have an El Clasico specific kit, and of course Ed Sheeran will be the featured artist instead of the Spotify logo on the kit, and it's now been confirmed by Raccoon that it will be the Play album logo that will be on the jersey, as you can see what Rafinha has on the right hand side. But of course, it will not be that kit, it'll be the El Clasico specified kit for this season, but it won't be his name, or it won't be anything else. It will be his album cover, which I think Coldplay ended up doing as well. They did, I think, the Moonlight thing, so Ed Sheeran's able to do the same thing. Great marketing for him. Of course, you gotta pay and provide a certain something to be on the kit, so he's ended up winning the bid. And we'll wait and see how the numbers do in regards to sales as well. One of the biggest artists of our lifetime as well, a good one in fact. So we'll see how things do turn in that regards. But again, we're going to get not only the Play album cover as the replacement for the Spotify logo, but we're also going to be having that new El Clasico specific kit. Now, speaking on the topic of El Clasico, we do have our potential third El Clasico lined up this season, apart from, of course, the 2 guaranteed in La Liga in the Spanish Super Cup. The semifinals have been confirmed. It will be Barcelona against Athletic Club and Real Madrid taking on Atletico Madrid, the exact same semifinals as last season. They're all going to be taking place, of course, in Saudi Arabia yet again. Opportunity again for another El Clasico Spanish Super Cup final, which probably will most likely happen, and we'll wait and see. The games will be taking place on the 7th and 8th in regards to semifinal, with the final taking place on January the 11th. All of them will be 8 p.m. kickoff time in regards to Spain. I think they're all taking place in Jeddah as well. I think last time it was in Riyadh, this time it's in Jeddah, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong there, but again, the El Clasico final is set up yet again for yet another year. With Barcelona winning everything last season, we do face the third place team in the league, which was Athletic Club, and then second place faces the Copa del Rey runner-up, which is Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. We face fourth place, so we face the weakest one, which we deserve after winning everything last season. So we'll wait and see what happens. The exact same Super Cup format, and we'll wait and see which team will end up being victorious this time around. Next up, we do have an update in regards to the return to the Spotify Camp Nou. As of right now, according to Fernando Porto from Mundo Deportivo, Barca could receive approval to reopen the Spotify Camp Nou on October 18th versus Girona, but in the phase 1 with only 27,000 seats available. But Barcelona is now considering the return, delaying to the Camp Nou until November when phase 1B, which allows 45,000 fans to come in. The club wants to maximize attendance and revenue since the Montjuic can hold up to 50,000. Even the city approved, Barcelona may still stay at the Montjuic for the Olympiacos game and the Elche match. The most realistic return date right now is November 22nd against Athletic Club with 45 to 62,000 seats available, though the plan is not yet finalized. So Barcelona thinking, okay, Montjuic holds 50,000. If we go back to the Camp Nou with 27,000, yes, we're going to be back home, what to do, everyone's going to be happy, but attendance will be low, atmosphere will be, quiet, and money will be down. So let's stay at the Montjuic until it has equal or more, equal level of seats to the Camp Nou. Camp Nou goes more, then we can go back there. We've already rented the Montjuic, we've moved everything there, pitches ready, dressing rooms and all that already there. We're used to it, so might as well stay there. Now, as of right now, you can see he mentioned Fernando Porto that the club could return for the Girona game, and of course mentions as well the Olympiacos and Elche game. Now, the Elche kickoff time was confirmed yesterday, and Elche, the football club Elche, confirmed on their social media and their website that the match will be taking place at the Camp Nou. Also, UEFA have confirmed that the match against Barcelona and Olympiacos, that's supposed to be at Barcelona's home ground, will be at the Camp Nou. So we've had two confirmations from institution and teams that Olympiacos match and Elche match, which of course are going to be both home games for Barcelona, will be taking place at the Camp Nou. For me, get us back there. I don't care if it's 27,000, 3,000, or 27 seats. That stadium is considerably better, more easy access for the fans, better atmosphere. We'll get the joy back of being back from the Camp Nou. The Montjuic Stadium, yes, it holds more, but it is so dead. It's beyond dead, and we saw it. Perfect example in the match last night against PSG. So wait and see what things turn out. Again, the club now maybe thinking they're gonna stay at the Montjuic until middle of November, which of course entails with after the November international break. So we will wait and see how things do turn out. But again, our return legally, officially with the license for the Camp Nou can be after the October international break, but what the club decides remains to be seen. Remember, Joan Laporta has always said we want to return to the Camp Nou as quickly, as fastly, and as early as possible, and that can be a reality post October international break. Now, one W that Joan Laporta has secured over the past few days, which wasn't on the pitch, of course, against PSG, is in the courthouse against the former president, Josep Maria Bartomeu. El Mundo have come out saying that former president Josep Maria Bartomeu has been formally charged by Barcelona's 16th court following a complaint filed by the current president, Joan Laporta, in 2022. Bartomeu and former directors are accused of paying millions of euros in hidden commissions across several deals, notably the transfers of Antoine Griezmann and Malcolm, as well as other alleged illegal transaction. Of course, this goes with the company that he bought bots on Twitter to defend him. Of course, faking the audit when Joan Laporta first came in. He has now been formally charged with these things, and as he should have. This is why Joan Laporta is the man, is the guy, the greatest president this club has ever seen, and Bartomeu is the worst. That is the reality of the situation. He put us in the absolute worst scenario. We're out here getting cooked week in, week out at the highest level because of Bartomeu. All the roads, all the routes go down to that one avenue. Did we lose last night against PSG because of Bartomeu? Maybe not that much, but we're in that situation and all that sort of stuff because of him. Of course, we talked about these charges back in 2022 on the channel as well. We knew it would take quite a while. It's now taken 3 years for all the charges to be processed, reviewed, and now he has been formally charged. We'll wait and see what happens with Bartomeu, whether we'll see jail time or a fine or community service or a ban or whatever the case may be. The punishment is unknown. It would be nice to see him go behind bars for what he's done to this club. So I'll wait and see how things do turn out. But again, formally charged, former president of the club, for multiple, accusations of paying millions of euros and hitting commissions, of course, without the approval of the club members, the associates. And the final topic that I want to discuss for an end of this video is in regards to covering and reviewing and analyzing Deco's interview with Mundo Deportivo, where he kind of discussed, the latest around the squad that will happen this summer, what's to come. Very, very interesting quotes. I want to get right into it. First, he was talking about Frankie de Jong's renewal, saying that Frankie de Jong is fundamental to our project. He's matured on and off the pitch, who wants to compete for titles, and I see his renewal very, very close. A day after Deco says this, it has now been confirmed that Frankie de Jong has reached a full agreement with Barcelona in regards to a contract renewal until 2029. This has been confirmed by one of the best sources in Barcelona, in Carlos Monfont of Sport. Again, there will be a salary reduction starting from next season, not this season. Of course, renews his contract for 3 more years. This is fantastic news. We know how good Frankie de Jong can be, how good he has been since the new year, back in January 2025, and hopefully more to come from him. Back to Deco, we want to maintain the core of a winning team. Success puts your players on the market, but we stay the course. This squad is a little bit better than last season's. Younger players are more matured, and the coach is in his second year. Fair play affects every club. Barcelona does not have financial problems. The problems that we have are restrictions, and we are managing them. Again, we've known this, that we're not broke. We have money. Now we're doing quite well. It's just restrictions from La Liga's FFP rules that are holding us back. Many exits were sporting calls. They also helped with fair plays, but the logic was football first in regards to all the players that we did end up leaving last summer. Joan Garcia was about the present and future. Signing him wasn't against Ter Stegen. It was just smart planning, and there's no January plan to get rid of Ter Stegen. If he were fit, he'd probably be playing right now because he's our team captain, which is true. If we know he was fit, he'd probably be ahead of Szczesny right now. Rashford joined on a simple loan with a buy option. There are no penalties if we don't sign him permanently. He's given what we expect, but the final decision comes later. So again, no loan fee that we have to pay in case Rashford's deal is not made permanent. Of course, that kind of compensates us paying 80% of his wages. Gavi's injury hurts us now, but the priority is his future. He's a total footballer, and I hope he becomes a club legend here. Now the biggest stars when it comes to Barcelona. Again, if we paid the same or a little less, we often are at an advantage. Man City asked us about Jules Koundé in the summer if he was available on the market, and the answer from us was no. There was no official proposal or any negotiation with Man City following that. We didn't want to sell Fermin Lopez to Chelsea. Easy answer. Selling him means we are weakening the squad. The only way if Fermin asked to leave Barcelona, and that never happened, so we are very happy. Finally, on Inigo, moving for free. Asking for money for him, given he behaved well with us, I think would have been a lack of respect. He came to us for free and has given us what he has given us. Of course, that's 2 good years at center backs. He came for free, left for free, show him a bit of respect. We get to clear his wages, so we're going to be in a good scenario anyway. So again, Barcelona could have asked for money, according to Deco. I know we talked about in the summer how there was some sort of clause that if Saudi came in, he could leave for free. We don't know the logistics behind it, but he confirmed there. He came for free. We want to respect him and let him go for free. So Man City coming for Jules Koundé was confirmed. Of course, the Fermin story as well, quite obvious. No loan fee for Rashford if we don't, execute the buy option, which is good. Ter Stegen, there's no plan to get rid of him in January, and of course, Frankie renewal is all done. Good updates there from the sporting director. Hopefully now we get some updates on probably Eric Garcia's contract renewal, and then some goddamn investment into our defense, please. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to first, of course, is on the signing of Julian Alvarez. How much would you pay for him? Would you go for him as a signing as well? Second, your thoughts on the renewal of Frankie de Jong. Are you in favor or against it? Thirdly, on Bartomeu being fully charged, are you satisfied with that, or will you only be satisfied if he gets thrown in jail? And finally, your thoughts on the return to the Spotify Camp Nou. You think we will stay there until November? Will we go back after the October international break? And what would you do in that scenario as well? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.